Cambridge Folk Festival.
Cambridge 105 Radio.
Over the next half hour or so, we're going to be bringing you some of the best interviews and live performances from Cambridge 105 Radio. To start with, we're going back to yesterday evening, and Alex Elbro spoke to Mezanmi, and he started with the song Above All, Let's Be Kind.
There is a wind of spite that chills. There is a songless sky of steel. If I was struggling for breath, who'd clasp me close, who'd bear my breathing? As I gasped in death, there is a dark the light can't kill, within the blinding fear it fills. If I was struggling for warmth, who'd clean my clothes, who'd share their blankets, or would I freeze alone? This is not difficult or radical. This is fundamental. This is pivotal. This is the most important. Be kind. Be gentle, be mild, be simple, be patient, be peaceful, but above all else, be kind. There is a thirst no substance can quench. There is a hunger that will not be silent. If you were famished, your children unfed, who'd sit you down to share the table, who'd share their bread. This is not difficult or radical. This is fundamental. This is critical. This is the single most important. Be kind. Be gentle, be mild, Be simple, be patient, be peaceful, but above all else, be kind.
That was perfect timing because if you can hear, an earthquake has just hit the Cambridge Folk Festival as on stage one. Thank you very much.
That was an intentional duet. Actually,
Yeah.
we've just perfectly
planned
that.
just that really hard, powerful ending.
Those guys are coming at exactly the right time.
Yes.
Just then, that's good work.
Yeah. Well, that was wonderful. Thank you very much. And that was one you didn't play tonight in your
Yeah.
set. You said that was quite an old one.
It's a slightly older song. So Mezanmi is a kind of newer project since the beginning of last year, and there's a new album on the way at the end of the year, which is exciting. And that's a song from a previous artist project, which is called Ajimal. So I used to make music under that name.
So that was Mezanmi with Alex Elbro, and I was just going to say that actually he sounded like he was singing a bit of a lullaby, really, despite the apparent earthquake that happened just after he
I
finished.
just love the concentration on his face when he was singing that. A little later on, Mima Merrow came in to see Alex. She also performed at the Den yesterday, and Alex started by asking her whether it was her first time at Cambridge Folk Festival.
Cambridge, my first time at the festival. Yeah, it's cool. This is terrible. I didn't realise how big it was.
Oh, well,
Do you get that a lot?
I love this because we're always told how small it is.
Oh, no, really?
But
Yeah, I thought-
it's very well contained because it's
Yeah.
within the park.
Oh, yeah,
So when
yeah.
this, by Monday, by like this time next week, it'll all be returned to normal,
Yeah.
and it's just a normal
A normal
park.
park.
And so which I love because it's quite rare to be able to get a festival now within a city.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm very pleased you've come. And have you played any other festivals before, or how's your music come about?
Yeah, so I've played a few festivals recently. I started this project, so Mima Merrow was born in lockdown, and so that was really weird. So I was releasing the first EP during that time and doing online gigs for that, and then I did my first album, I think it's 2.5 years ago now. It's called Almost Home, and yeah, from there I've started slowly figuring out live dates, but I've not played too much this far down, particularly in England, so it's been really nice to come all this way.
Now, am I
Yeah.
right saying that you're Irish background, but you live in Glasgow?
Yeah, so I was
and
born in Belfast. Yeah, so I'm Irish, and then I moved to Glasgow, and Glasgow is one of those cities. It does it to a lot of people. It kind of like sucks you in and doesn't ever let you go. So I've been there a long time now. But there's such a strong connection with Ireland and Glasgow. I think that's probably what it is.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
And-
a brilliant place.
And where did your music? You say the project started in lockdown. Is that
Yeah.
how the album title came about?
Yeah, so the album's called Almost Home, and I've now actually, when I wrote the album, it was a couple of years off, but now this year I've been in Scotland and Glasgow for the same amount of years as I was in Belfast. So it's this very strange thing of like, each city I go to, they're like, you're a bit different. So I feel like I belong to both cities.
Yes.
But also I'm a stranger to both cities as well. So it was kind of trying to understand that
It's
and
that
figure
thing
that
if
out.
you can be somewhere for years and years, but you still say, "Oh, I'm
Yeah,
from."
exactly. Yeah.
So I found that as when I moved. So I was born in and grew up in London,
Right.
and then I went to uni in Manchester, and then by various jobs and things, I've ended up here.
Okay.
And once I realised that I've been here more in Cambridge than I've been in London, then you think, well, do I say
Yeah.
I'm from London or do I say
Yeah.
Cambridge? It's very
so
odd,
strange.
isn't it?
And
Yeah.
everywhere you go, people will notice. So when I go back home, there's definitely Scottish ways in which I say words now. So they'll be like, "Oh, like you're not from here," but I am. But yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. So I just think I'm just trying to be like, well, I've got two cities now I call home. So that's
Which
pretty
is
cool.
great, isn't it? Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
And then you can go back to the places that you always
Yeah.
liked and everything
yeah,
else.
and like I've still got like my family's still in Belfast and stuff, so I'm still very rooted there.
Now, talking about like your mum's here today,
She is, yeah.
and you said that your sister's just come over.
yes.
And you're going to spend a day tomorrow exploring Cambridge. What are you up to?
So it's my mum's birthday. So I was like, why don't you come over and come to a festival? She's never been to a music festival like
this is a
before,
lovely one.
so it's a good one to
very
start
gentle.
with. Yeah. So we've had a lovely day today. Tomorrow, I think we're going to maybe do a bit of punting because that's what you do when you're here.
Absolutely, yes.
We're going to go to the Orchard, I think.
Yes,
Is that a coffee shop in Greenwich?
Well, it's a great big
oh, I see. Right.
orchard.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Given the name, I've just realised why. It's right near where Grantchester's filmed.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah,
it's literally
yeah.
called that because of that.
Okay.
So you'll probably see, if you ever seen that television, you'll see that. And then you need to go up by King's College.
Yeah,
and
we'll do a bit
down
of
the
that.
backs
And we've got
see
a wee walking route on our map. So
yes.
yeah.
Mima Merrow on yesterday's Folk Festival late.
Now, one of my favourite stages at the Folk Festival is the Little Den. It's the stage for up-and-coming artists to make a bit of a name for themselves. And it wouldn't run smoothly without the efforts of Aimee Iris. Apart from being a musician of her own right, Aimee's also the stage manager of the Den this year. And Alex had a chat with Aimee about the challenges of coordinating the stage.
Very busy, and I've been so fortunate that there have been some really wonderful people today who have been so helpful, so supportive, and it's made me want to support them even more.
Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it? Now, saying that, you are based in Brighton now, aren't you, having come from Suffolk?
I
Is that
am,
right?
yes.
And you've had to get up here for the festival yesterday, and it was very, I think, very stressful journey, but you're
It was
here.
a long one. A long one, but I'm really glad that I got up here, and it's been a long couple of days, but lots of coffee and lots of chocolate, and I'm having the best time.
And 2 more to go.
Exactly.
And is there anyone at the festival that you particularly want to see, or because you're working, I guess you don't really think about that? You haven't got a chance, have you?
I haven't really had a chance to go to any of the other stages, but everyone that I've seen at the Den has been amazing, and it's been really nice to meet a lot of new artists as well. And a lot of them, I really love their music, and I probably wouldn't have come across them otherwise, which is what that stage is all about,
It
really.
is, isn't it? It's got a lovely atmosphere in there, hasn't it? Very much so.
Definitely.
That's very good. We were talking about that, whether you need to take the time out to write them and then get head down and just do it, because it's hard when you're working as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I've kind of ended up in a bit of a cycle where I do a load of songwriting and then life gets in the way, and then I do a load of recording and then life gets in the way again, and I suddenly think I haven't written in ages, and it all just kind of starts again, which is, being a musician, being in this industry, you can't just do music, obviously.
Yes, I was talking to many artists here. Everyone's trying to juggle lots of things to get the money to do the music,
Of course.
which is
Yeah.
that. But I'm interested when you're saying you go through phases of doing life gets in the way. Is it that you have to write?
Yes,
Is
it's
how
definitely.
it feels.
I will sit there and just be doing something. I'll be doing the washing up. I'll be doing something random, and suddenly I'll be like, okay, I have a melody, 10 lyrics that are going round and round in my head, and every time I add on a lyric and I start again in my brain and I have to add another one on, and I'm like, I have to record this because I'm running out of brain space to store all of this bit. So it has to come out, and my poor partner just hears me humming random melodies around the house. He'll often turn to me and be like, Aimee, are you aware that you're singing right now? Most of the time I'm not.
Yeah. How about
That was Aimee chatting to Alex about the challenges of coordinating the Den stage. Too many hats, too many things to do. Sounds kind of familiar, actually.
Yeah, a bit too familiar. In the past few moments or so, a few spits and spots of rain in our little section here at Cherry Hinton Hall. This morning, though, it was bright and sunny, and that's when Sorrel Nation came to speak to Lucy and myself. And Sorrel started with one of her songs, and it's called Living Free.
Living free is fun till you're getting old and your bed is cold. Do it while you're young and free. Keep on telling me what changes will I see. As the years come and go, do I have to stay at home, raise a family of 3? It's the only way we know. Is that what what you're telling me. What if I wanna sail at 88, jump from a plane for an afternoon away, wanna drive down the lane with no plan where to stay. The farmer won't mind if it's just for a day. If I wanna dream at 63, live while you're young seems unfair to me. It's meant to be kind and it's meant to be sweet. Don't rule yourself out unintentionally. 'Cause living free is hard when you're stuck to the walls, a slave to the calls, but you are number one. You keep on telling me, man, he hates his job. He's losing hair, but his boss don't care. Suffocating light. It's just business, baby. Business, baby. There must be more to this life than a man who hates his wife, drowning in what ifs, trying to prove that he was right. If he wants to climb at 69, to smile again and to change his mind, can she be free at 53, under the stars like you and me? I know they had hopes, I hope they had dreams, and they gone for good, are you telling me? Keep on telling me. Keep on telling me. Living free is fun till you're getting old and your bed is cold. Do it while you're young and free. Keep on telling me.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Thank
So,
you.
Sorrel Nation, thank you very much.
Thank you.
What was that one called?
That one's called Living Free. It's a song for anybody at any age who doesn't want to give up on their dreams.
Oh, I love that. You've celebrated your 30th birthday
I
recently.
have,
Have you written that sort of recently?
It's a fairly recent song, recently written song. Celebrated my 30th birthday on the 4th of July and released an EP, 30 Summers, which that track features.
Fantastic.
It's a live version on the EP 30 Summers, but there will be a full band version on my debut album, which is coming out at the end of the year.
Amazing, exciting stuff. Tell us a little bit about your sort of your vibe, the music that you like to listen to and the music that you create.
Absolutely. I take a lot of inspiration from incredible female artists like Joni Mitchell, Stevie Nicks, Gillian Welch.
I'm definitely getting Stevie Nicks from you.
Brilliant. Oh, that's good. It's the floaty dress.
I was going to say, you got that sort of Stevie Nicks / Christine McVie, Fleetwood Mac thing
Thank
going
you. That
on.
is a huge compliment. Anyone that knows me knows that they are my all-time favourite band. I even have lyrics tattooed on my arm.
Oh my, wow.
That's how
In case you
dedicated
forget
I
them.
am. Just in case I forget the lyrics to Rhiannon. A lot of inspiration from those fantastic women, and I've been writing now, I guess, for 15 years.
Wow.
So I feel like I've sort of carved out my own identity, but with the influence of some of those fantastic musicians, as well as the influence of a lot of friends of mine who are also incredible musicians.
How did you pick up on the 1970s in the first place? Is this a parents'
The
thing?
vibe, my parents, Phil and Caroline. I grew up listening to all of the best music, Rolling Stones, Bowie, Fleetwood Mac, just all the good stuff from the 60s and 70s, and it's just the era that I think I was supposed to have been alive in that era. Zeppelin being one of them. I spent most of yesterday evening in floods of tears watching Robert Plant, because that was just
of course
incredible.
Oh, amazing.
Sorrel Nation channeling her inner Stevie Nicks there, and Sorrel is her real name as well.
I was going to say, you have to say that bit because it's a good little...
She sounds like a band, but she's not.
Now, languages have been a bit of a theme for us today. And this afternoon, Annie Baylis spoke to Linda and Steffi about singing in Cornish ahead of her set at the Den.
Cornish.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So I first found out there was a Cornish language a few years ago, and just thought that's a really cool thing. I'm going to get involved with that. So I wrote the songs originally in English and then got them translated into Cornish.
I thought you were going to say you learnt it on Duolingo.
No, it doesn't exist. You have to have a certain amount of speakers for Duolingo to pick it up. So not yet.
Oh wow! I was assuming when I saw that you'd been Cornish born and bred, and
so I am Cornish born and bred, but hadn't spoken the language. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
Why did you want to do that?
That's a good question. Why did I want to do it? I don't know, actually. A very good question. It's just, it kind of works for singing. It just feels really nice to pick up another language. And I think it's important because Cornwall is a Celtic nation, and I think that sometimes gets forgotten, but the language really roots it in. It's kind of got its own identity. Yes. So it's nice to go around singing about that and sharing that there even is a language. I think that's really, really cool.
Where did you get started, and where do you get your inspiration from?
So where I got started with Cornish, I just sort of found out it was happening. And then we represented Cornwall at the Pan-Celtic Song Competition in Ireland a couple of years ago, and we sung in the Cornish language and represented Cornwall there, and that went down really well because we won the competition. So we kind of like, well, this works. For songwriting, songs just kind of, they're normally based on an emotion that I don't realise I'm having or feeling, and I sit down and it just sort of comes out. I'm like, oh, that's probably about something that happened a few days ago, weeks ago. So that's where it sort of comes from. It's quite natural.
That's really interesting.
So many things going on at the Folk Festival, including, singing it in different languages, old languages, being kept alive by music. Gaelic, on stage one, I caught the Canadian who was singing in First Nations dialect, only known and spoken by about 500 people, he was saying. That was Jeremy Dutcher early this afternoon on stage one. And just right here, we had our own songs in Cornish, loving the language theme.
Linda and Steffi were also joined by the wonderful Jerry Douglas. He was playing as part of the Transatlantic sessions today, and tomorrow you can catch him in his own right on stage one, right after Peggy Seeger. Linda and Steffi started by asking Jerry what his dobro guitar is.
Dobro is a guitar. It's a guitar-shaped guitar.
Strange
but you would recognize it immediately because of the silver sort of hubcap on the top of the guitar. And if you ever were a Dire Straits fan, you saw it on the cover of Brothers in Arms. But that was a metal, completely chromed, metal-bodied version. I play a wooden-bodied version of that guitar, and you play it with a slide. You don't ever fret the strings. You don't ever push down to a fret. Your slide is your fret, is your stop. So you better have a fairly good ear, to know when to stop.
Wow. Wow.
Or go past the note or not up to it quite, and that will put years on your life.
And you've been involved in lots of projects. What are you doing at the moment? What are your projects just now?
Well, right now I have a record coming out September 20th that's called The Set that I cut with my band in Nashville, and we've cut 11 or 12 songs, but it's a 2 vinyl release because the songs are quite long. We went ahead and played them in their full versions instead of a lot of them are a few of them are records that I've recorded before, but when you record a song for the first time, you don't really know it, and about a year later, 2 years later, you go, oh, why didn't I do that? And so this is sort of that. This record is that. This is a fully fleshed out, we know the songs, no doubt, and we know the songs so well, and I love the way that this particular band plays these songs, and that's the way I would like for them to be remembered, and this is in no way my last album, but But that's the thing I'm excited about right now. That and probably going out with Alison Krauss again next year. Yeah.
What a great voice. I heard that Adele, the very one and only, our very own Adele, was inspired by Alison Krauss. Now, you've performed with some amazing, amazing singers and performers. Do you have a preference, or are you not allowed to say?
Well, she's my preference, actually. Yeah, she's my first preference. I mean, I've known Alison since she was 14 years old, and when I saw her, she really wanted to just be a fiddle player, but she sang a song, and I said, "You're a singer. You're a singer. You're a great fiddle player." And she still is.
But you're a better singer.
But you're a singer. You're a singer of the ages. You know, people need to hear your voice because they're never going to forget it. Yeah. And I think that she's my favorite singer. Gee whiz. I've Ray Charles and Vince Gill and people
Paul
like
Simon
that.
And Garth Brooks and
yeah,
George
yeah, go
Jones
down the
and-
list. I mean,
Yeah.
I've that's my real job in life is to support singers. And so I do go to school on them, and I learn what they're, I know when they stop a phrase, and I'm going to try to slide something in there that's going to raise that phrase up or accent the phrase, whatever they just sang. I'm going to try to be as vocal-like as possible.
Yeah,
and
it
not
almost sounds
detract.
like almost production kind of as well when you're doing that.
I think of it in productive ways. Yeah, I'm a producer too, so I'm always thinking about, okay, what's going to sound good here? Don't play too much here. Get out of her range.
Jerry Douglas, and very much looking forward to that album release in September.
Liked him. He had a very good look about him, a nice charm about him.
Kind of a twinkle in the eye, at least somewhere behind the shades.
Yeah, exactly. Now, unlike Jerry Douglas, Francesca Louise is just starting out in her career. She spoke to Linda and Steffi about her dream of playing at the Cambridge Folk Festival, but started by playing one of her songs, The Sea.
Sit a while with me. I know you're tired, but you'll be home in a moment's breath. There isn't very long left before the sea. Strangers wonder, becoming strangers no longer. With little divine control, how we were no one will know, only the sea. This city holds me, though it cannot define me. I loved you carelessly. We laughed and we played, we were free, just like the
Brilliant. Absolutely beautiful, Francesca.
Stunning.
That's great.
Stunning
Thank you
voice.
so much.
Yeah,
Thank
lovely.
you.
Lovely.
So you're from Liverpool.
I am indeed.
How did you get to Cambridge?
Oh,
I don't mean
well.
physically.
By bus.
No, by my tiny car with all of our stuff in it. I actually was doing the rounds of just sending out emails and reaching out to people, and I've wanted to play this festival for years and years. Back when I was living in London, I was looking at nearby folk festivals, and over the years I've just watched as artists that I look up to and artists that I want to be like, and all of those artists they've come up and gone really far, and from going from the den and moving all the way up, it seems like there's some sort of family here, and I just really wanted to be able to play it. And it just turns out that this year I was doing the rounds and it worked, and someone came along and said head over to Cambridge and play.
That must have been quite exciting.
That was a beautiful performance from Francesca Louise and her song, The Sea.
The Smith and Brewer Band opened stage 2 on Thursday. A number of the band members also feature in Sean O'Hanrahan's band, which we featured yesterday. They spoke to Lucy and Alex about their instruments.
The accordion here. Give us a little quick burst of something. That's all it does. Takes you straight back to France, really, doesn't it? But also, double bass over there.
Yeah.
One of my favourite instruments, but I'm way too small to come anywhere near a double bass.
You could still carry it for me if you like.
This is as close as I can get to it.
You
But
could
you were
still
telling us something amazing. It's like a super old
It's
double. Is it double bass?
1880s. It is a double bass.
1880s.
Yeah.
Please explain how on earth you have a double bass from the 1880s with you in 2024.
I don't know where it was from 1880. Well, it was a tree before that, and then my uncle bought it in the 60s and legendarily could fit it in a Mini. And I've been told this is completely true. Yeah, if you push the passenger seat forward enough, sticks a bit out of the back window.
Does the stand come under screw? The pointy bit, the bottom spike.
It does.
So
the bit that's sinking into the ground.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just thinking
I use it to irrigate
that bit
my lawn.
Sticking out of a car could be quite dangerous.
Yeah.
It was the 60s.
So the 60s.
True,
and then
very good point. Yeah.
You got it from
And then
your
it was
uncle.
it was my mum was a music teacher and she had an awful lot of instruments, and I was just around there one day and I thought, because I played electric bass for years, and I thought, so I wonder how hard this is to play, and it wasn't.
Gorgeous.
Neither's electric, but don't tell anyone. And I just really liked it. And
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Is it heavy? It looks kind of
It's
like
heavy
very
enough.
meaty.
I wouldn't want it any heavier.
Yeah.
Well,
Does
Fabian
it
was saying,
really hurt the fingers, or do your fingers like
Oh
really...
yeah. When you first start, yeah. And then
So-
you've got to really keep up your playing because you get calluses
And
everywhere.
and I was also going to ask, really old instrument. Does it have a richer sound to it?
Yeah, it's really nice spruce, and
good
I think
word.
there were some real hefty winters in the 1800s. No, this is true.
No, I'm with you. I know.
And
I'm a
because
geek
of
about this
that,
stuff
a lot of the wood that came from these trees, the trees didn't sort of grow out quite so much, so you got a denser wood. And so you then get a batch of instruments. A load of Stradivari were like that, and that's why they're so.
So is that
thick and resonant.
like good years for wine? Then you get good years for instruments. I never knew.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Unless you are winding us up, and then the both
No,
of us
no,
will go
no,
and tell
no.
the story somewhere, and
It's-
then we
it's
find out that
all
it was
the, all the
complete.
good wood's gone now. It's all there.
Yeah, that's
Give
it.
us a little burst, just yeah.
We were saying earlier though that maybe a choice of violin might have been a better one for carrying around.
Easier harmonica, possibly.
Yeah,
It does cross my mind
yeah.
occasionally.
Well, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. You said that you would give us at least 2 songs.
Yeah.
So if we're ready, can we have another one?
Just before that, I just want to point out that they are playing, or some 3/4. I'm trying to do my maths there quickly. Are playing with Sean O'Hanrahan's band tonight on stage 3. We had any earlier. It's all part of the New Roots programme this evening on stage 3, and she's on at 7:05, as she said, and you are on at 10 to 10. So that whole evening is going to be great on stage 3. Yeah. So
Brilliant. All right then. What's the next song that you got for us?
Life's too
Life's too
short?
short?
Yeah, cool. We'll do that one.
Love it.
All right. Okay. Life's too short to get down about the weather. They say it's not stopped raining since she left. The windows are all leaking and you're freezing half to death. But don't be down, don't let those clouds depress you. Let them wash her right out of your head. Life's too short to get down about the weather. Summer's round the corner, it's better late than never. If she wants to leave you for somebody new, then let her. Life's too short to get down about the weather. Ever since you told me that she's gone, seems like you've been acting like the flood's about to come. But don't be down if the waters do surround you. Let them wash her right out of your head. Life's too short to get down about the weather. The summer's round the corner, it's better late than never. If she wants to leave you for somebody new, then let her. Life's too short to get down about the weather. Life's too short to get down about the weather. Don't be down, don't let those clouds depress you. Let them wash her right out of your head. Life's too short to get down about the weather. The summer's round the corner, it's better late than never. If she wants to leave you for somebody new, then let her. Life's too short to get down about the weather. Life's too short to get down about the weather. Life's too short to get down about the weather. Too short to get down about the weather. Summer's round the corner, it's better late than never. If she wants to leave you for somebody new, then let her. Life's too short to get down about the weather. Life's too short to get down about the weather. Life's too short to get down about the weather.
Wow, thank you very much. That's Smith and Brewer. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, thank you.
Oh, they were good. They're the
I
kind of
loved
band
them.
you want to sing along to them, even though you don't know the words. You still want to join in.
That's
They're
so
that
true.
good.
I knew they were going to be good when the lead singers turned up with no shoes on. I think that's just a good sign at the
It's a
folk
sign,
festival,
yes.
and particularly if he comes in tow with accordion and a double bass, you're onto a winner. Now, Alex and I actually had some really great guests this afternoon, including Norwich-based Kitewing, who came to chat just ahead of their session on Stage 3 tonight. They battled bravely against Stage 1 and performed an impromptu a cappella song.
Ooh, ooh. Well, I met old Satan down the lane. I hit him in the head with a walking cane, and I'm gonna wear that starry crown over there.
Well, I ran out Satan through the door. I hit him in the head with a 2x4. And I'm gonna wear that starry crown
Over there, over there, over there. I'm gonna wear that starry crown over there. Well, I got no skillet and I got no lid, and the ash case tastes like shortening bread. I'm gonna wear that starry crown over there. I ran old Satan around the stump, and I gave him a kick with every jump, and I'm gonna wear that starry crown over there.
Well, I chased old Satan up a tree as far to the top as I can see, and I'm gonna wear that starry crown
Over there, over there, over there. I'm gonna wear that starry crown over there. Well, I got no skillet, I got no lid, and the ash case tastes like shortening bread. I'm gonna wear that starry crown over there.
Well, I saw old Satan on the ground, and I told him not to make a sound, and I'm gonna wear that starry crown
over there.
Well, I saw old Satan by the well. I gave him a shove and down he fell. I'm gonna wear that starry crown
over there. Over there, over there. I'm gonna wear that starry crown over there. Well, I got no skillet and I got no lid, and the ash case tastes like shortening bread. I'm gonna wear that starry crown over there. Well, I ran old Satan down the lane, and I hit him in the head with a walking cane, and I'm gonna wear that starry crown over there. Over there, over there. I'm gonna wear that starry crown over there. Well, I got no skillet and I got no lid, and the ash case tastes like shortening bread. I'm gonna wear that starry crown over there.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing. Stage 1 what? I didn't even
Yeah, I
hear
know.
that bleeding through.
That is very,
That
very,
was
very
brilliant.
impressive.
Super.
They were like our backing band.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
That was
Yeah.
fantastic. Thank you. Have you been to the Cambridge Folk Festival before?
Yes, we have.
We played it a number of times. Yeah.
And what tell us a little bit about the experience, the musicians' experience of the Folk Festival.
There's always a lot that we want to see, so
Mm.
we're always quite excited to just play our set and go
And go around. Go and
what
enjoy
else is
everything else.
happening. There's such a good lineup, especially this year. It's a treat.
It's also really nice when you're doing so much touring, you don't get to see other musicians because you're just usually doing your own gigs. But at festivals, it's really lovely to catch up with everyone. So
Yeah,
that's
that's a
been
really
really
good
nice
point,
seeing
actually. Yeah.
friends again
Yeah.
that you kind of just see
Haven't
every
seen
summer.
all winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're touring, of course, you can't spend the time going. Like you say, you're literally not there, are you?
Yeah,
So
we end up in the same dressing room, so we like leave notes for each other around the country. And
Deface each
I
other's
hear you're
posters.
coming.
I could tell you enjoyed them.
They were very, very good. Very, very impressive. Don't hear it on the recording, but live, the Stage 1 was really giving them a bit of trouble.
Just take your headphones off.
Yeah, and they did so well to get through that. They were brilliant.
Now, the Scottish group Fèis Rois were up next talking to Alex and Lucy. They started by explaining a little bit about the group's background.
So this year we're very fortunate, we're celebrating 25 years of the Cayley Trail. So 25 years ago they started by taking young aspiring musicians and giving them the opportunity to go on a tour, giving them the skills to go do performances, share Scottish culture, Gaelic culture across the country, and now it's kind of spread. We've got partners at numerous different festivals and we're very, very blessed to have a great partnership with Cambridge, so thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thank you so much. Average age here, what you're all of your ages?
It's like 8 years range.
Wow.
I'm 18.
18?
21.
21?
19.
21. 26. I'm on the older end of the scale.
Oh, that's it. You're past it.
I'm past it.
Fantastic. So how did you all sort of meet?
So
did you know each other beforehand, or were you sort of put together as a super group?
So that's the fantastic thing about the Cayley Trail and through Fèis Rois is that we all auditioned for this. Well, all but one, but we'll get to that in a second. But we got the chance to come together after the audition process and have a week's training where we met in Cromarty, just in sort of north of Scotland, and we had this amazing, intense week getting to know each other's sound and collaborating, putting sets together, and then we've got 3-4 weeks taking it on the road. So.
Amazing!
Isn't that wonderful?
So wait,
I would love
whoa. Let me just one moment. You've only been working together for like a week until before they put you on the road.
Yeah. 1 week.
We've known each other for 2 weeks in total.
This is like layers and layers
so
and layers.
I'm guessing that's why you have to audition. I guess you aren't too bad at all what you're playing already.
They're very good at putting them together. I'm very, very fortunate. Great gang.
Plenty more questions for you, trust me. Before we chat anymore, can we have a little listen at what you guys have been doing? Yeah. So this is like 3 weeks of knowing each other.
Absolutely.
You've come up with this.
Yeah. This song is Oran and Teicher, which is the soldier song.
Okay, take it away when you're ready.
Mi straja rock mache praige nation go hacher al my side is gain yo kemaskelim heri hilo gorno heri horo boye jack heri hilo gorno go hacher al my side is gain yo kemaskelim gain yo ke gones the Guinness has mi greska is jock heri hilo gorno heri horo boye jack heri hilo Gainjo kegalistikken is hes mi greiska eis jokkes hørstjerum seg alik sy hørstjes jar van a greini Eri hilo hugoreno Eri horo mo jejak Eri hilo hugoreno Hørstjerum seg alik sy hørstjes jar for a greini is a kei antaios the miskin skolsis plancha kele Eri hilo hugoreno Eri horo mo jejak Eri hilo hugoreno is a kei antaios the miskin skolsis plancha kele is hudde benna baisha na wife being is heta Eri hilo hugoreno Eri horo mo jejak Eri hilo hugoreno det benna paisha am wiven finish hate am of all I can rang got the home what I had changed me Eri hilo goreno Eri horo moye jack Eri hilo goreno Eri horo moye jack Eri hilo goreno
Incredible.
That was brilliant.
Now, you said it's a Cayley Trail. Is that because those songs would be in a Cayley, or does a Cayley mean something to us people that don't know?
It's a bit of a mixture because on the tour we do a lot of playing for Kaylee's and just for sit-down concerts. So we wouldn't play that one at a Kaylee, but yeah, it's all kind of compatible with Kaylee music.
And it's part of the Fèis
Rois.
Fèis Rois. What does that mean?
So Fèis in Gaelic means festival, so and Ross comes from the Rossshire area of the northeast of Scotland. So it kind of based there, but it spreads out, and musicians, as we're all from different parts, we come there and then are spread out. So
lovely.
Fantastic. And so obviously you guys are quite young, including you.
Hi, thank you. Thanks very much.
You're quite young. How is part of the ethos of the Fèis Rois to sort of encourage new baby musicians to come in and keep it all going?
And
Absolutely,
traditional music.
Yeah, we're in sort of schools all across the country trying to really encourage Scottish Gaelic and just culture that means so much to us in the community, but actually getting out there and giving it to the people to be proud of. So we've got programs from as young as sort of 3, 4, all the way up, and adults programs too. So.
Oh my!
I think it's great that they're continuing on the tradition of music. One of my favourite bits was when he was checking the words on his phone, just to check that they were getting them right. But couldn't have told if he was getting them right or not. But it sounded very good.
They were brilliant. Absolutely loved chatting to them, and I could just feel they were all very, very enthusiastic. But the guy we were chatting to the most, he was just brimming with energy. He was a joy to watch. Loved it.
Absolutely, and fantastic guests. Well, throughout the day today and through the first 3 days of the Folk Festival.
It's been absolutely brilliant. Have loved it. And one more day to go tomorrow.
One more day to go, and we'll be back on the radio at 12 noon, and then on YouTube earlier time tomorrow, 4:30 in the afternoon, with more highlights.
Now we are
including Peggy Seeger.
Oh yes, of course. Literally folk royalty. That's one to really enjoy tomorrow. But we are signing off now. Thank you. Oh, right. Sorry.
I'm afraid that is not on our script, but let's.
Well, that's okay. We're carrying on,
anyway.
and we were almost going to miss our royal moment, which would just be wrong completely. So you were very excited about this.
I was very excited. I've never met Peggy Seeger before, even though I think she's been at the Folk Festival a couple of times when I've been around. So really pleased when she agreed to sit down and have a chat.
We didn't bring our children to festivals. It was too chaotic at that time, and the both of us were involved, so we couldn't get anybody to mind them. They had enough chaos at home without that. And I was on my own in '65. I came with a man called Carl Dallas, who I think was being interviewed for something having to do with something. I can't remember. But I remember it was very chaotic because there was spillover from one stage to another, and you could hear the echo of yourself once you'd stopped singing it, especially if it was an unaccompanied song, and you would hear the echo coming back at you while you're singing the next verse.
I was about to. My next question is the obvious. Has Cambridge Folk Festival changed much over the decades? But your answer to that one is almost no, because I think there were people complaining a little bit that from stage 3 they could hear stage 1, and
when I was just on stage 2, and right through our whole set we could hear in the background another. Now I was brought up to listen to music. When music started, the family stopped talking. You listened to music. It wasn't wallpaper, it wasn't background. Somebody had made it so you would listen to it, not so you would talk through it. And I'm even having trouble now because I can hear what's going on. And I had a bit of trouble during our set, the banjo set, because I was hearing another stage. So I have great trouble tuning out.
I can understand that. How many times do you sort of keep a tally of how many appearances you've made at Cambridge and other places?
Ewan McCall and I used to write down everything we did at every performance from 1960 onward. We called them our program books, And they're all now in the Library of Congress with our archive, and I'm on book number 13. They were spiral notebooks, and each one had about 200 pages.
So if somebody takes a visit, I guess, to be to Washington, D.C. and is doing the tour there, they'd be able to have a little look at those books?
If they bother, but archives are archives. People are interested in different things, and I'd like them to be interested in what I'm doing now rather than what I was doing then.
She was quite wonderful, really, wasn't she?
I think she was.
In quite an understated way, but you could feel her presence, couldn't you?
Some people, I think, I don't know, one of my highly elaborate theories is that among musicians, you can always tell the best performers because they deliver the best conversation. Not always, but it's true more often than not. And Peggy Seeger certainly proves that rule.
And effortlessly,
Oh,
really.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So many stories to tell. I mean, she mentioned her book in the longer piece, and I urge anybody to read it, really.
Brilliant stuff. Well, we have had a really wonderful day, haven't we? As we were saying just before Peggy came along. And we are very much looking forward to doing it all again tomorrow.
We are back on the radio at 12 noon and then here at a slightly earlier time of 4:30 in the afternoon with more highlights, which of course you can catch up with on whenever you like.
Fantastic. Well, we are going to leave you now, truly, with one of my absolute favourites. It is Annie Dressner, who came along earlier to play her beautiful song, Black on White.
Black and white.